Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Tavern. It's an all-star type of night, but it's also open week. Let's get right into it. How's everybody doing tonight?
What's up?
I like all the hats for tonight.
Yeah, a little baseball theme.
Mm-hmm.
It is All-Star Tuesday.
I give a shout out to one of my old guys that I work with now, who works with the Rangers. He's doing this tonight at the All-Star game. He works out at the ballpark at Arlington.
The ballpark or whatever.
We'll call out to Craig there.
Globe Life or whatever it is.
Yeah, I know, it changes all the time.
How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. I played in my league this week. Had some fun out there on Thursday. Then was out at my in-laws, hanging out in the pool, just relaxing. This weekend we did a garage sale. Had some good sales this weekend. So fun little weekend. Going back this weekend. Going to play some more golf this weekend. So good weekend.
No, I played in the WAGC event, this tour championship for WAGC on Sunday. None of us had a chance to win, which was disappointing. And the winner had already been decided, so that was very disappointing. But had some fun. It was out at Eagle Creek. I did play in our Thursday night league, Spark League, and this weekend I've got to play in a Ryder Cup event this Saturday out at a place we all know very well, Stony Brook West. Old school.
I'm glad it's back though. I am glad about.
I'm going to be intrigued. I'm going to be intrigued next Tuesday night. We're going to talk about it because that golf course was closed for quite a long time, like a lot of other golf courses.
Make sure you don't prick your hands on anything reaching down for your golf ball.
You know, it's not quite, Metro West. But it's yeah. Dave, what'd you do this weekend?
Your weekend?
I want to know how Dave's weekend was because I feel like there was something out of the ordinary from Dave this weekend.
It's the start of county fair week here.
Yeah. Dave, what did you do this weekend?
I started off announcing our horse show on Sunday. So
things you never thought you'd hear on the Tavern.
I'll take horse show for 1,000.
Yes. And then I roll right back in. We did set up today for fair, and then I'll roll right into starting with the announcing gig tomorrow night for the Queen contest, and then going into all the animals and exhibits Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Dave, if they have that heart attack potato again this year at the Iowa State Fair, can you make sure you get it and just film it, like bring it on the show?
Whit and I ate it. Whit and I ate it the other year.
I feel like we need that on social media, Dave. We need a video of you breaking down the heart attack potato. So if we can do that. Hey, really quick before we get started, one of our followers on Instagram has asked any tips for a beginner. Yes, have fun. Just have fun.
Yeah.
And that's all it needs to be. Have fun. Just enjoy
figure it out at first. Just figure out what you like about the game. Have fun out there. Find some friends to play with. Don't worry about your score at first. Just try to make contact and have fun. That's the best advice for someone who's beginning out in the golf course.
Don't worry if your friends are better than you. I'm still here.
That's true. We did bring him along for this. We did bring him along for this, Greg. I don't know why, but we did.
It's true. You'll get better. But I always tell people, that's the thing. Have fun. You're still playing golf no matter what you're doing.
Has Dave gotten better, though?
Yes. Dave's gotten better. Yeah, Dave's gotten better.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, most people I know, they get better over time. They're not – that is a sliding scale on how better you get.
It's kind of like what Dave does every day. It's like a fine wine. It just gets better with time, right?
I know something about that too.
You do.
Yes.
Let's jump into first round, though, because we got a lot to talk about tonight. It's a major week, so let's jump into first round.
They're about to sing the national anthem, and I'm just going to point it out. Let's hope that they're not drunk tonight.
Like, good for her for recognizing a problem and saying that she needs to go in and check herself into a facility. But bad on Major League Baseball and
how does that happen?
The Texas Rangers organization for letting her out like that.
Well, I'm not watching it, but I'll do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's how do you go out there like knowing that you got drunk before this? You're not like an unknown. You are a Grammy award-winning artist, so the nerves aren't getting to you at this.
No,
I think it's disrespectful that you went out there drunk singing the national anthem.
How disrespectful is it, Greg?
Well, to me, I think it's more disrespectful than taking a knee for the national anthem. I think it's pretty bad.
I totally teed you up for that one because I knew that's what you wanted to say. So I had to tee you up for that one. So I'm not going to argue that.
I will say, to Dave's point, I give her all the credit in the world. You have a problem. You're checking yourself into rehab. You're doing that, so that's good. We all make mistakes. You made a mistake. Let's not beat her down for this, for what she did.
Yeah.
It's bad, but you owned up to it, and I give you all the credit in the world for that.
Sure.
Yeah, it was Roseanne Barr bad.
Let's talk about, though,
Fergie bad.
Yeah, Fergie bad. Can we talk about really quickly the ESPN, and they've only released 51 of the names.
They knocked it out of the park tonight, though.
Okay, good. They better have. They've only released 51 of the names, but ESPN yesterday announced that they were doing the top athletes of the 21st century so far in the first quarter of the 21st century. And
I love these lists. I love these lists.
I love
a good list.
And we had a conversation that should we or should we not talk about this, and should we wait until next week to talk about this once the whole list is debuted? And I feel like this is going to be a two-part
100%
first round topic. I feel like next week we're going to discuss the whole list.
We're going to talk the back half this week. We're going to talk the top 50 next week.
Correct. This list is terrible. I'm going to go. I mean, like, I feel like ESPN and the folks at ESPN made this list just so that we could rip them apart and debate this list and tell you how bad it is.
It's the magical wheel of back office compensation.
Well, I almost feel that's what they did. I feel they spun a wheel. Like, all right, who's number 100? Yeah.
Let's see. Number 9. Number 94. We need a golfer.
Yeah. And here's what it says. It goes, yes, ranking the top 100 most accomplished athletes since 2000. So the key there is since 2000, not before 2000. Since 2000. And then I'm looking at this list.
I'm going to start with number 89 then. I'm going to start with number 89. Because if you're talking about the most accomplished since 2000, 54 wins since 2000. 8 majors in that time.
Yeah.
Arguably the greatest female golfer of all time.
One of the greatest golfers of all time.
Correct. Like, you put her on a list with Tiger and Jack.
Zaharis. You put her on a list with Jack, Arnie.
Member at Augusta National.
Yeah.
Like, competes now on the celebrity circuit. Played this weekend in the celebrity circuit out at Tahoe. Competed out there. And for those of you that don't know who we're talking about, it's Annika Sorenstam. If you don't know who we're talking about.
Only woman to card a 59 in an event.
And has played, and also is one of the few women that has played in a PGA event.
PGA Tour event, yeah.
Yes.
And we're talking, it said
I'm dumbfounded. I'm dumbfounded by that, and okay, and I'm going to say this. I'm okay with you ranking her above Rory.
Oh, I am too. I
have no problem with Annika being ranked above Rory because she should be. She
shouldn't be under Phil.
No chance. There's zero chance that Phil Mickelson should be rated higher than her. There's also zero chance, and Dave's going to take this the wrong way, that Roy Halladay should be ranked ahead of her.
That James Harden should be ranked ahead of her, of anybody on this list.
What has he won?
Nothing. He's a 10-time All-Star, which, to be honest, is a great feat. A 10-time All-Star is hard to do.
He gets traded more than David Cohn during a playoff race.
Yeah, and he asked to get. That's kind of funny.
Wow.
Who was that? I always forget the third baseman for the Yankees that always got traded back to the Yankees for the playoff race. It's gonna kill me that I don't know his name, but whatever.
Was it Aaron Boone?
No, it wasn't Aaron Boone.
Okay, let me ask this question.
Luis Soho. It was Luis Soho.
You rated Venus ahead of Annika.
I can understand.
I get Serena. I'm going to be honest. Serena may go down in history as the greatest female athlete to ever play any sport. So to me, Serena better be in the top 10. And I'm going to say
but Venus,
that's where I'm going to put it.
Venus is one of the greatest of all time until her younger sister said, "Hold my beer," and just took over the world of tennis.
Okay, let me ask this question.
Who's not in this list, who's not in this top right now, it's going to appear somewhere in the top 50, is Simone Biles.
Deservedly so. Olympic athlete, accomplished Olympic athlete, has multiple gold medals. I think and you have to take into consideration that she also has national championships. She has other gymnastics championships, but the Olympics is only every 4 years. So you have to take that into consideration of how often she gets a chance to win her pinnacle of her championship.
Yes.
So I hope she's up there higher. I look at someone like number 64 here, Mia Hamm. Mia Hamm is one of the greatest soccer players of all time.
She retired in 2004.
Yeah, this is from 2000. She has not won a World Cup in this time frame. She has lost a World Cup in this time frame. She has lost an Olympics in this time frame. But if you said before 2000, Mia Hamm, hands down, one of the greatest female soccer players of all time. But I don't think she should be 64 on this list. She's accomplished before this. We're looking at from 2000 on.
Correct. Well, you rated her ahead of Mookie Betts in that time.
Yeah.
You rated her ahead of Phil Mickelson in that time.
And let me just say, Ray Lewis. Really? 61? This show, we try to keep this show PG rated, so I'm not going to say what I want to say on that.
Who
do you think's higher? Ray Rice? You think he's going to be higher? Because
I was going to say as many rings as murders is what I was going to say.
Like, there's some on this list.
But you're
Mariano
putting Ray Lewis above Shohei. You're putting Ray Lewis one spot again above Shohei.
But what has
Shohei done since coming to America? Other than, again, is he a great player? Yes. What has he accomplished? He's won an MVP.
It doesn't. We're taking into consideration the whole spectrum here. Everything he did in Japan.
How many? But again, ESPN's not rating that, and you and I both know that. ESPN is only rating what he's done in Major League Baseball. That's all they're
correct.
That's all they're writing here too. I mean, Jeff Paskin wrote that on here. But Shohei, I think, is too high on this list. I think Shohei will be better, but
I'm going to say this because of how ESPN is. I'm shocked. First off, Derek Jeter at 53 to me was surprising, and I'm going to say this. As a Red Sox fan, I still have a ton of respect for Derek Jeter.
And as you should.
Now, granted, the peak of Derek Jeter's career came before the turn of 2000. But I would have thought that ESPN would have given Jeter a pass because he's Derek Jeter, and he would have been in the top 25.
And here's the thing. As a Yankee fan, as a Jeter fan, I don't think Jeter needs to be in the top 25 on this list. Because, like I said, 2000 and beyond your accomplishments.
Correct.
And I think Jeter, the captain, is always and forever be my captain of the Yankees.
Okay.
And I think he deserves. The more I think about this, 53. I'm okay with Jeter.
Okay, I'm going to ask this question then. 2 questions. A name that's on here at 51 and Steve Nash being ranked above Derek Jeter.
No. That's what I'm not okay with.
Okay, and then here's the next question, knowing what we know now, sitting here on July 16th, 2024, when they rate A-Rod ahead of Jeter.
No. That's
no.
But here's
you have to ask the question. You have to ask the question.
But
you're going to put Bonds there. Bonds is going to get there. Bonds is going to be in the top 10. Let's be real. I think he will. Even with the steroids, Bonds is going to be in the top 10. When you look at accomplishments, Barry Bonds will be in the top 10.
Yeah, I can give you that. But I mean, you have Steve Nash at 51. And here's the thing with all these NBA players they have on here. The first thing they write is NBA 75th anniversary team.
Yeah.
So that's not an accomplishment.
No.
That means you're one of the greatest basketball players, but it doesn't mean
Wilt Chamberlain's on that list. Just in case you want to know. And he didn't play this. He didn't play. He hasn't
Jordan's
played
on that list. Kobe's
Correct.
on that list.
Now, I'm going to say this. Kobe's probably going to end up in the top 10, and so is LeBron.
LeBron should. LeBron, to be honest,
Kobe
is accomplished, has done to. Kobe should too. To be honest, Shaq should.
Ooh, there's a name.
Because if you have Steve Nash here, Shaq should be up there. Shaq better be top 20. I'm just saying.
Now, do you throw in this list, because there's none in this lower 50, a NASCAR driver or an open wheel driver? Do you put Junior in there? Do you put Jeff Gordon?
I see. I think if you're putting anybody, you're putting Jimmy Johnson.
Right.
Yeah, I think Jimmy Johnson has to be in there.
Yeah.
I think Jimmy's got to be in there.
I think from IndyCar, you're going to need
Helio.
Just one. Well, you need Helio Castroneves, and we just won back-to-back.
Yep.
Why am I blanking on his name right now?
Here's my question, and we're talking about open wheel racing on a golf podcast. What other golfers will be on this list?
Tiger
will be in the top 10. And let's be real.
Tiger should be in the top 5.
Agreed. I would almost say Tiger's top 3.
But I'm just saying, top 5, I'd be okay.
Tom Brady's going to be in the top 3. Tiger's going to be in the top 3.
Tom Brady's in the top 2 in this. Let's be honest. You can't.
Right.
He's 1 or 2. And I don't know who you put above.
Well, okay. Could you see this list being Brady, Tiger, Serena?
I could see it actually being Serena, Brady, Tiger.
Because it's ESPN?
No, because
and then Kobe, LeBron are the other 2 top 5.
I think LeBron gets more. I think LeBron will be over Kobe, and that's the dumbest decision of all time. But since 2000,
Where's Steph?
I think Steph should be above LeBron.
Got more. He's got more rings.
Got more rings. He's got 3-point contests, championships. He's got MVPs. He has more accomplishments, to be honest, than LeBron James.
He hasn't had to bounce around teams to do it either.
Exactly.
He hasn't chased.
Yeah.
Now, granted, let's be real. People have chased into him. So why did he have to go anywhere? Whereas LeBron,
you brought in KD.
But here's the thing: he won without those people and won since those people too.
Hey, Scott. Scott from Desert Fox wants to know what list this is. Scott, this is ESPN is counting the top 100 athletes since 2000, based on their accomplishments. And,
so with that,
we'll just leave it at that.
I think we leave it at this. We'll come back next week because tomorrow and the next day will be the final 50. They're going every day 25, so you'll know by Thursday what the top 100 are. Mm-hmm. So feel free to post on our Instagram and socials what you think of this list, and we'll talk more about it next week. But I think right now it's time for happy hour.
Yeah.
I want to be here, right? Okay.
Next on the tee, Rory McIlroy. Best tee box announcement for any tournament
Igor.
is the Open.
Yeah, and he's no longer there.
Yeah.
I know, but
He
still,
retired.
they have the best. It is such a classic announcement when you are at the Open Championship. And that's what we're talking about this week. It's going to be a fun one. We're at Troon. We're in Scotland, where it all began. Not at the first course, but in the country.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a fun week. The majors this year have been fun. I got to say that. From the excitement of the U.S. Open, the Masters excitement was fun this year. The PGA at Valhalla was amazing from all of the storylines. I mean, nothing's going to top the storylines from the PGA. Let's be honest about that.
Yeah.
The U.S. Open tried to, but no one got arrested.
No.
So, I mean, does Rory get arrested over here this time instead of Scotty?
Yeah. I'd like to think that. Well, I'm not to say that.
No, you won't see an arrest. You'll see people that actually know how to handle themselves at golf tournaments, so there won't be another arrest.
Well, I think there's been such a great humor behind this since then, with different areas like Pinehurst saying all of our police officers know who these players are, and
right, yeah.
It's
the Open, the RNA and the Open will not do that.
No, and they won't, and they shouldn't. But this is our last major of the year. What are we thinking about this one?
Here's my first take. Colin Montgomery got off last week and commented, and I don't understand. Colin ran his mouth after Tiger turned professional, and Tiger proved him wrong and lapped the field at Augusta National in 1997. And then Colin decided last week, I'm going to open my mouth again and say the Tiger needs to step away from the game and not play ever again. And
why?
I'm going to be honest. Tiger's response, if I could have gotten away with it and we wouldn't have gotten taken down from a PGA Tour media credential idea, Tiger's response should have been the smack of the week this week.
Oh, 100%. 100% should have been.
As a past champion, I can play till I'm 60.
Yeah. But
Colin
why, Colin? Why are you coming out of nowhere? Like, out of nowhere, why do you only pop up when the Open comes around? And why are you picking on Tiger?
It's not like he's a past champion. Yes, did he win the European Order of Merit 7 times? Yes, he did. And I'm not going to take that away from him. Colin Montgomery still never won in America until he got at the Champions Tour. He finally won in America when he got on the Champions Tour. So do me a favor, Colin. Stay in your lane. You don't get to go to any of these Champions dinners. You don't. I'd like to rank you higher than you probably like. I just can't because, again, you and Tommy Fleet were the same guy.
Yeah. Tommy Fleetwood's a new Colin. And here's the thing. I like Fleetwood better.
I do too. He's way easier to get along with.
Yeah. I feel Colin is just like Greg Norman in a sense. I feel you think you deserve more than you do. And to be honest, Norman has accomplished a little bit more in a sense.
Yes, he has 2 majors. Yes, they're both claret jugs.
But
I feel like Norman has choked away way more.
Oh, yeah. He has.
In his career.
But my point is...
And I think that makes him an angry and bitter man because he should have more wins.
But my point is both of them open their mouth so much about this sport to people like Tiger who have proven themselves way more than you have. That's like me telling Tiger that. Like, that's like the equivalent of Dave going up to Tiger and being like, you know what, you shouldn't play in this tournament. You don't have any clout here.
No. I mean, I'm going to sit here and just say this. Is Tiger going to win this week? No. Are any of us picking him this week? No. You're picking Tiger this week? Wow. Dave Sharpie that in. Greg raised his hand and he's taking Tiger Woods this week.
Hold on, I'm still scrolling.
Can I take this Tiger Woods though? Can I take?
Yeah.
Right.
Tiger's 200-1. Same odds as Ricky Fowler.
Can I take 2000's Tiger to win?
Okay, let's ask this question, Dave. And we're not in odds with Dave, but I'm going to throw this out there. Who finishes higher?
Ooh, that's a good one. Because we're not picking either of them, let's be honest.
We're not picking either of them. No, neither of them are on any of our radars.
So,
no. I mean, let's be real. I feel like the list here is Scotty, Rory, and maybe Bryson DeChambeau. And that's what?
Xander?
Right. I was going to say Bryson, Brooks, or Xander. There's the five. Yeah. The three of one of the three of us is picking us one of those five guys.
You'd be surprised on where some of these odds are going to fall this week.
I agree with that, and I think the Open sometimes brings out more than any other of the majors. It brings out that unknown or someone who you didn't think was going to be that high every year.
Yeah,
Louis Oosthuizen's only PGA Tour win. Only.
Not even that, but I'm talking about like you have these sometimes older players who are on the back end of their career that all of a sudden show up at the Open Championship.
Darren
Phil.
Clark.
Yeah, like
Phil Mickelson.
It's one of those majors that I think it plays up to the historic classic. Like anyone can play in it. Anyone
think of the year that Stuart Sink won, and Tom Watson ended up in a playoff with him at 62 or something, whatever he was at that point.
So there's all this magic that can happen in the Open. Like, there's always these good storylines that are here. There's nothing that I feel is a major crazy storyline, but you're always rooting for something. You're at St. Andrews, you were rooting for Tiger to make the cut that week. Like, there's so much stuff that happens at the Open Championship that it makes it a fun event. And I almost like now that we end with this one instead of the PGA.
Yes. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Like, as we're talking about it and things that happen weird, looking at the weather for this week out at Troon, Saturday, about an 83% chance of rain on Saturday out there. Good Scottish weather. Thursday, wind southwest 10 to 20 miles an hour, 40% chance of rain. Friday, winds out of the south 10 to 20, 40% chance of rain. And highs of about 64 every day. Saturday, 80% chance of rain, winds out of the south at 10 to 15 miles an hour. And Sunday, it starts clearing up a little bit, only a 20% chance of rain. High of 61, winds out of the west now. Changes direction here on us, 10 to 20 miles an hour.
So you remember how I talked about the U.S. Open?
Perfect open weather.
Yeah.
Perfect open.
So remember how I talked about the U.S. Open, and I like that it's tough. The scores are lower. They're not these birdie fests. This is the weather I want for the Open Championship. This is what I want to see. This is why all of these majors are different. This is why this one is fun. I don't want to see perfect sunny weather 4 days here. I want at least one day where it's the wind's blowing like crazy, or it's raining and they're still playing through it. There's not like thunderstorms or lightning that's stopping them.
Rain.
Yep. It's just not fun to play in. Like, let's be honest.
No,
here's we're going to be.
But they also don't stop play for it.
That's what I'm saying. Don't stop play. Just.
It's the one we're going to see where it may be a positive finish on the scorecard based on the weather, or we're looking at no more than -5.
Well, so what would you say, Dave? What is with odds? What is the over under for the winning score?
No, I'm trying to find it right now.
What's up, George? How are you, buddy? I've been waiting for our comment section to pop in with Mr. Schubert on it tonight because I want to see.
Is he traveling?
Yeah, he's traveling to Iowa.
No, I thought he was already there. I was trying to see if he'd come in on the results this weekend.
Oh.
No, I don't have a prop right now.
Props not in for a score?
Yeah, for scores, no. I have some live props, but no overall tournament. Just the lines and the top finish. So we'll get into that later.
Obviously with the Open Rota, we've been to this golf course before, and it's I think that you're going to see. I mean, Dave, you tell me. I mean,
Greg's gone full Dave here.
He has gone full Dave.
Yeah.
Royal Troon obviously has hosted several Open Championships. Yes. It's a golf course, home of the postage stamp.
It's one of my more favorite tracks in the Open rotation. Out there. I like the Scottish weather, the way it comes back and forth. And, it's just, playing there along the coastline. I think it provides a more of true test of golf the way it was invented and played than a lot of the courses that we'll see here stateside.
Correct.
Because there's just no, you got to play the ball. Golfers today aren't used to hitting low line drives, out there. They have to change their game for this in the way that they're playing to be able to hit these shots as compared to what they could say do at Bay Hill or Valhalla. It's like playing Kiowa straight into the wind, only worse.
Correct. It's funny when you look at past champions here.
Okay.
So the last champion here is Henrik Stenson.
Right. Who beat Phil.
Beat Phil.
Yep.
Before that was Todd Hamilton.
Yeah. This hasn't been in rotation in a while.
No, I mean, Hamilton won the 133rd. So 2004, 2016 was the last time it was here.
Yep.
Before that, 1997. Which was Justin Leonard.
Yep.
Before that was Mark Calcavecchia's only major.
Really?
Yes. Beat none other than Greg Norman.
Yes.
For that, Tom Watson.
And Tom Watson just kind of won wherever he went in Europe.
Weiskopf won before that. Golf Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm. But see, now we're starting to get into, more of the rotation where you have more courses, in, between St. Andrews and Royal Troon and Carnoustie.
Right.
I think Carnoustie's a great track as well, too.
I don't know that you would break 150 at Carnoustie.
Oh, probably not. I don't think I'd break 150 on any of these.
I think you could at St. Andrews. I do.
Yeah.
The other thing you have to remember is the golf courses here. I mean, the greens are kept a little. It's not like America where the greens are.
Hey,
It's not
nope,
like America. Well, no,
Bye right now. My
Oh.
I'm on my phone because my power like went out and kicked back on.
Oh.
My Wi-Fi seems to be resetting.
we're,
So
we're not.
hopefully-
Okay.
Are you in Iowa? Is this heaven? No, it's Iowa.
I'm in the storms in Indiana, so
Yeah.
You know,
we
when
had
you
those
look at
we had those last night.
you've had winners here of guys that have top of class players versus the Todd Hamiltons of the world that have won here.
Put your readers back on, Steve. It might help you.
No. You know, I think that we'll have. Do I think that we're going to see a surprise winner? I don't.
I have a feeling I know who we're going to pick. I don't think there's a Brian Harmon type story coming out of this year's field.
The weather is the wild card in all this.
Yes.
The weather's the wild card in all this.
I think right now John Rahm is ranked higher. I think he's getting Max Homa type treatment this week. But I don't see anybody past odds of 65-1 winning this. JT's down there at 70 right now, who had one good round at the Scottish.
Yeah.
I was surprised we didn't see a couple more of these players in the Scottish just to try and get prepared and ready.
All the live players were at Valderrama last week, and they voiced their concern about playing Valderrama last week and that they weren't playing a link-style golf course.
Yeah. Well, they couldn't play at the Scottish anyway, unless they qualified.
No, they didn't. No, they couldn't because it's a joint event with the PGA Tour. So it's DP World Tour and PGA Tour. And PGA Tour would have said no to that.
Yeah. So, but you look at somebody like, I was really surprised that Scotty wasn't in the field there, just to try and fine tune his game.
I wasn't. He came over early. They went to Turnberry and played Turnberry. Hot take from Desert Fox Golf. Rory wins this thing. Weather plays to his strength of consistency. I also think these slower greens play to his strength of consistency and has a better chance on slower greens to win this thing. I would agree with that, Scott. That's a good take.
Yeah. We'll have to see how our duck race plays out on who takes who.
Mm-hmm.
What?
She said take him downstairs.
Oh, just
I do want to give a shout out quickly.
I'm back.
I did notice the blue check mark, Scott. Congratulations. Desert Fox Golf is now a verified account on Instagram.
He paid for it.
Ooh.
He paid for it. Yeah.
So, Greg, what's your take right now on Royal Troon? Steve and I kind of went over that while you were getting your power back on, and
difficulties. That was crazy.
Yeah.
I will say the same thing happened in the middle of an NCAA football game last night against one of my friends. The power.
I haven't got it yet. How is it? Is it?
It's good. They're still working out some of the bugs in this like pre-start.
The only thing I've seen is that kicking is almost impossible.
It is, but it's fun. It's very nostalgic. It takes me back to those games, and it lives up to the hype. It is worth it. And playing online is a lot of fun. But Troon as a course, I mean, I like the rotations that they have. I like the way that the RNA kind of does this with the rotating to different courses. They change them out from time to time. I think that they give a different challenge there, and I think Troon's going to give a different challenge than St. Andrews gave. But it's still that link style of golf. And I look forward to these because it's not something that we see here in the States that often. So I like these kind of courses.
Yeah.
I said it'd be compared to playing Kiowa all 18 holes straight into the wind.
Pretty much.
I mean, I do think. I mean, the golf courses there are laid out with the wind and with the wind in consideration. Is the way they've always been played. I do think that these tournaments, you have your one-offs. In the Open, to me, you tend to get more one-offs than you do in other majors. Like, you don't get those one-offs at the Masters. Like, you really don't.
No.
Like, it's always a great player that wins the Masters. U.S. Open, sporadically, there's that one that pops up that catches lightning in a bottle. I think of Roy McIlroy as one of those options of guys that had done
McIlroy.
that. No, Roy McIlroy. No, I meant Roy McIlroy.
Oh, you meant Roy McIlroy. I was like, I thought you were pulling a Dave there.
I was waiting for the. Oh yeah, nice tin cup reference.
Yeah. There's a Waffle House
There's a Waffle House
like this in Odessa.
You play better when you're wasted, boss. But no, I feel like the Open of all of the majors, you can get that outlier in. Every once in a while, it happens more so than the other majors. And I think.
I feel it's because you have, like, you can hit it anywhere. You can let it run. You can let it, like, it's a different style of golf. It takes a different mentality to play.
There was a lot of talk. Tiger took some loft off of his 3-iron so that he could hit it down and hit that runner. Ben Griffin added a 2-iron into the bag. He was on TikTok talking about adding a 2-iron to the bag this week because of getting the ball down and running it. So I feel like there's you've got this idea that people can get. You can get that outlier. Like, could Ben Griffin win this week? I don't know that he couldn't win this week. Like, he's been playing some good golf.
250 to 1.
You're telling me that Tiger's odds are better than Ben Griffin's to win?
Yes. So is Ricky Fowler.
They didn't call
That's
that one
hilarious.
out. Well, hilarious. Like, so Steve, to the point here, this goes to the point of asking about, do yardages need to change? Do we need to roll back the golf ball? Do we need to do all of these things? And what I've said all along is it's the course management in how you set it up, how it plays over there is different. So you change up the clubs, you play a different style, you do different things. And that's where I think we look too much at the equipment sometimes in golf and say, hey, let's make the course tougher, or let's make the course easier, or let's do this to the course. And I think that is what we need to look at versus equipment. And I think that's what makes the Open a great championship.
I think the Open is Gary Player calls it the best test of golf and the best major. I don't know that the U.S. Open finds a better champion, and I'm not for a lot of U.S. Open setup in that I don't like even par winning because these guys are that good. I don't care if they're 6 or 8 under to win a U.S. Open. I feel like that's a good sweet spot. Like, let them make some birdies and let's see them be aggressive. But I also feel like the Open and the way they set golf courses up, and you have these golf ball eating gorse bushes, and you have these, these pot bunkers that are incredibly penal.
It's the way golf was intended to be played. That's what the Open is. The original intention of golf. It is. Look at those courses. That's how the courses are set up.
That's how they were set up in Europe, where the game was invented. Yes, but why were what created the bunkers? Sheep. I mean, you can't say that sheep created bunkers in America. They didn't. I mean, unless you go to Eagle Creek here in Orlando, you don't get pot bunkers.
That's my point.
St. Cloud, maybe.
What I'm saying about the Open is it's that natural golf. It's that natural, like, the way it was originally intended to be played. Over here, it's a different course. If you've played over there and you've played over here, and you play a links course over here versus what true links is over there, it's 2 different things.
Well, and I don't like golf course, and I'll say this: golf course we all have played, the International at Champions Gate. is designed to be a very linksy style golf course and is laid out like
Or-
a European
or
links
the
style
new
golf
the
course.
new course over there at Evermore.
Right.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
the problem that I have with it
Like
is
they didn't call it Grand Cypress.
I should know better. I'm staying there.
I'm looking to stay there in January, actually.
My bigger problem that I have with those courses are you can't play those golf courses on the ground like those golf courses are designed to be played. You have to play them through the air like a traditional American golf course.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's like,
And that's why
over
I
here,
don't
you
like
can't.
when you do that here in America, because it doesn't set up well for that style of play.
No, I agree. I like, there are certain links. There's an American link style that I like, but it's different than the European link style. And it's just because of the natural layout of the land. But there's American links and there's European links, and they are two different things. And don't say, if you're trying to build a course like a European links, you're not going to do it here. And if you successfully do it here, shut up and take my money. Like, that's...
They won't. You can't. Because the
closest
ground
thing,
isn't hard enough.
Bandon Dunes.
Bandon Dunes, closest.
Whistling Straits is closer, not closest.
No.
Chambers Bay. Like,
yeah, but even Chambers Bay is designed to be played through the air.
No,
Bandon is probably Bandon's probably
those
easier.
are the closest. But what I'm saying is those are the closest ones.
Those are the closest ones. Yeah. But American golf courses are made to be played through the air. European golf courses are actually made to be played. You have way more creativity options to play a European golf course.
I'm going to go 2 holes over because it gives me a better angle at the flag.
Right. Like, I mean.
So really for my game, I should just go over and play European courses.
Oh, God. With the weather?
Probably.
Let's jump into Smack of the Week and let's move on to our picks and recapping the Scottish Open, because I don't want to think about Dave playing. I'm trying to figure out if Dave would be Ian Baker Finch or if you would actually hit the first fairway at St. Andrews.
Don't think too hard. Let's get into Smack of the Week.
All right. With the Open Championship this week, the elements come under scrutiny or they enhance the golf. So here is going into the Open Championship. Here's our Smack of the Week.
So
he
when I
needed some
watched
squares
that-
golf shoes.
Well,
And some mindset golf balls.
I also think he kind of jumped too. I don't think that was a full slip. Like,
Correct.
I look at that and I think, oh, you. But I also think you really did hurt yourself because I don't think you expected it to be that much of a flip.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like that pain on the ground that's true agony when he's.
He got clotheslined by the invisible Samoan running off the ropes.
Yes.
He got clotheslined by the same rope that took out DeChambeau.
Yeah.
Ooh, hi-ya. Fire. Shots fired. All right, let's go into last call. All right, I'm going to start last call by saying this. First off, congratulations to Robert McIntyre for winning the Scottish Open. I will give you props where props are deserved. I'm also going to say this. There has been a lot of Monday morning quarterbacking on the drop that he got on, I think it was 16. There was a rules official there that issued the drop. To me, if a rules official is there with you and issues the drop, I'm not ever going to question it.
No, that's true. I think that you have the rules official there. They're there for a reason. Just like in any sport.
Hold on,
officials
Scott,
make bad calls.
Scott, what would you like in the old? What kind of bourbon do you want in your old fashioned? Because Scott just said he'd take an old fashioned with last call.
Okay, that's good.
I just want to know the bourbon. That's all we want to know.
Yeah. But there's a fishing and there's bad calls. There's everything. Could he have made a bad call? But when it comes to golf, you use what you have, the knowledge that you have at the time, at that situation, and you make a call. And
Yep.
that's the drop that they gave him. It's the same as I look at when Tiger was allowed to have the fans move a boulder for him.
Yes.
Like, they made a decision that, yes, if it can be moved, it's a movable object, and didn't matter that, like, you needed 10 people to move it. But
yeah, there's a funny point with that when I was caddying for Steve and he looked at a rules official. Like, Tiger can get people to move a boulder. Why can't I get somebody to move this impediment for me? And I'm just over there like, oh no,
it was a valid question.
But it's the thing. You asked the question, and they made the judgment.
Scott, by the
that.
way, Scott said Buffalo Trace. Just in case anybody wants to know, he said Buffalo Trace.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that, Scott. We like that. So again, winning your national open, as Robert McIntyre did, and I'm going to say this as one of the 3 hosts of the Tavern. Your answer to how you were going to show up for your press conference at the Open Championship after celebrating, we toast that. We toast that one. I don't know that I'm going to be legally able to drive. Okay, we like that.
So let me ask you this question to both of you, because I was thinking about this, because he has now won the Canadian Open, he has won the Scottish Open, there's the Mexican Open, the Puerto Rican Open, the U.S. Open, and the Open Championship. I want to see an Open Grand Slam.
He's not going to Puerto Rico. He doesn't have to anymore.
No, but my point is, I want to see. I think we've talked about this.
Because Puerto Rico is also the same week as Bay Hill. He'll be at Bay Hill next year.
I get that. But what I'm saying is we've talked about scheduling. We've talked about all this stuff. I'm not saying he has to go to this thing. But what I'm saying is I think these Opens should be more elevated, not elevated events, but should be more prominent around the world. And I want to see someone go for an Open Slam. Like, that's what I want to see. I want to see someone who goes after the U.S. Open, the Canadian Open, the Mexican Open, and the British Open.
My question, though, where do you draw the line? Because then do you add the Japan Open or the Chinese Open or South African Open, because there's one of those?
Well, I think the Opens that are on a major tour event. So if it's on the DP World Tour, if there's an country's Open on that, maybe. But I'd like to see kind of an Open Slam where there's like these Open majors, like maybe pick 4 of them that are the top 4 Opens, and that's what you go for. But I think it would be fun. I think it's something that's out there now that he's won the Scottish and the Canadian.
I mean, you've got to think back. Tiger won the U.S., the Canadian, and the British Open all in 1 year.
Yep.
I think there's only 2 other guys that have won all 3 of those in their career, and it's Jack and Nope, there's 3 guys that have won all 3 of those. It's Jack, Lee Trevino, and Rory.
Yeah.
In their career.
Like, that's kind of cool that you've done that. And Rory adds the Scottish on his too.
Yes, Rory does have the Scottish on his.
So these Opens, I think, are a great test of golf. I think that they're fun to watch. They've been fun these past few years. The Canadian Open the last 2 years has been great, especially with him having his dad on the bag this year and the hometown boy winning the year before. The Scottish has always been, over the past few years, because it's been gained in popularity, as a good lead into the British Open, which I find funny that the Scottish Open is in the same country that the Open Championship is in. Like,
no, you're right.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, but on that point, but these Opens have been more fun, and I think more players should play in them, and it should be more recognized on tour for that.
Agreed. Let's get into odds, because we have a duck race before we pick tonight, and I don't want to. We are 7 minutes. It was 6 minutes.
So we basically, once again, have a full field with the live players.
Hold on. I got to give credit where credit is due. Desert Fox Golf said this is an amazing idea, and frankly, I'm shocked it isn't mine and comes from Greg.
Penn State.
It's that Penn State thinking.
That's what it is.
Give Greg some props. Education. Give Greg some props. We are. That's what it
Penn
says.
State.
Yes. So
right.
let's run through this really quick here. Like I said, full field, live players back in it. Scotty 4.5, Rory 8.5, Xander 11, Ludwig 16, Colin Morikawa 16, DeChambeau 18, Tommy Fleetwood 22, John Rahm 25, which I think is really, he got the Max Homa treatment there. Terrell Hatton at 28.
John Rahm hasn't played well all year. I think he's getting I think those odds are too high for John Rahm.
Yeah, Brooks and Victor at 30.
Ooh.
So Shane Lowry at 40, McIntyre at 40, Cantley at 40, Cameron Smith, Finau, Tom Kim, Hideki at 45.
Can we, for those of us here in the States, just talk about the one good thing about the Open Championship really quickly? And that is breakfast and golf at the same time.
Yes.
So, all right.
Why am I missing?
Otani just went yard.
Hey, what's the score of the game right now? I don't have it on, so I have to ask.
3-0 NL.
So,
Otani
Greg,
with a 3-1.
the shuffle number is 3 based on the score of the All-Star game.
That's good. Why am I missing where to start?
I don't know. You do this all the time.
I know, but I feel it's set. There we go. All right. The shuffle number's 3?
3 because it's 3-0 in the All-Star game.
All right, here's 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. All right. Oh, look at my duck for the Open Championship.
Oh,
And away
rigged.
we go.
And he just froze. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this website is not acting great. It's a very even race. Oh, my duck's dropping back again. It keeps freezing on here.
It does.
Oh,
my
I am
duck's
not gonna
dropping
win.
back. My duck's dropping back. Here it comes.
Not gonna do it.
Oh, here it comes. Scotty, 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 Scotty. You gave the shuffle number, man.
I did.
I can't rig this one.
I finished second, right?
Yes, you finished second.
Yes.
Steve?
I'm going to do it. I'm going to take Roars.
Damn it.
I mean, it's only fitting that my duck.
Right, Dave. Take Robert McIntyre. Take him to win 2 weeks.
Tiger.
No.
I'm taking our boy that has some towel tag on his bag.
Bryson.
Nice. You're going. He's going to take 2.
Wow. Best
He's gonna go
finish
back to
ever
back.
was 2 years ago, finishing 8th. Was his best finish at the British.
I thought about Shane Lowry or even Sung J M after the way he played last week at the Scottish, but I went against my gut and I didn't take Bryson for the Open, and my gut says take him this time. So
All
there
right,
we go.
well, with that, another great show. And let's get ready for the Open Championship.
That's good.
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
I'm really fortunate, man. I mean, have an opportunity to build something that's
It has gone viral on our TikTok. That somebody was commenting about playing Whistling Straits for $728